Hello and welcome to another Zafira-Tourer video. Thanks to the people who've already subscribed. I've only got a few subscribers, but thank you. I wanted to make another video on what I have found when fitting LED light bulbs to my Vauxhall Zafira-Tourer. So that's a Zafira C, 2013 onwards-ish. It's the bigger one anyway. And I wanted to fit some new lights because the standard ones are pretty rubbish. So this is the headlight bulb that I've taken out of my Zafira. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same as any kind of Vauxhall from kind of 2010 to 2016 vintage. It's out of a standard projector headlight bulb, and it should look like any standard kind of halogen bulb that's fitted to most Vauxhalls in recent years, I think most cars. And this is the LED one that I've bought. I'm not going to go into which ones I've bought. There's plenty on Amazon and YouTube and other bits of that. You can look for reviews, but I didn't see any reviews on British cars, in particular Vauxhalls, fitting LED lights. So this is the ones I bought off Amazon, and these are the fitment you want, which is the HIR2 9012. So HIR2 is the new kind of standard fitment, I guess, for halogen bulbs. It's this kind of fitment here that you can see here, which is fixed and it doesn't move, and it has some lugs, pretty much almost like a light bulb, bayonet light bulb. You've got this big lug down the bottom here, and this kind of slots into your light housing, and it rotates. Now, I want to point out a couple of things. So here obviously is the LED one that I've got, and as you can see, you've got the light output on either side. So there's your LED bulbs and there's your LED bulbs. Now on a halogen light, a bulk of the light, hopefully the camera can focus on this, comes out from this point here, which is the twisted bit of metal, the coil. So you can see here there's a bit then, a longer bar bit which comes across the bottom, and then you've got the coil on the top. This coil bit here, that's the bit that creates the brightest part of the light. Now what you have to think about, if this creates the biggest part of the light, when it's inserted into the projector housing, the reflectors inside the housing will reflect that light in a certain way, because it's expecting the light to be in a certain position. The light doesn't really come out as much here and here as bright. So if you look at these lugs here, which don't move, when you insert, when you have to take it out of the light bulb housing, you take the electrical connector off, you rotate it normally by about 45 degrees, and then retract it. So you have to think that when it's inserted, you use lugs pointing to the bottom, you insert it and rotate it round. This halogen part of the coil here is facing a particular direction. So it's really key to note on whatever car you're doing this on, is to note what direction is this coil pointing at when it's in the housing. So when you rotate it like that and take it out, you can see it's pointing up. But when you insert it into the housing, and whichever way you have to rotate it, either a right-hand drive, left-hand car, I'm not sure if there's different differences with other cars, wherever that coil is pointing, that is where you need your LEDs to point. And that is why on most LED kits I've seen, this bit here is adjustable. So if you look, I can rotate this round like that. See? So I can rotate this round to adjust how that positioning is. When I first fitted these into my car, I didn't really take notice of this, and I just inserted them as they came out of the box. I just inserted them, rotated it round, and then plugged it up. And the light didn't look correct. It didn't look right. So when you're inserting it, you can see here there's the big lug at the bottom, and this is pointing up. Put your big lug at the bottom and make sure that the LED part here is pointing out the same way as this point here. So when you insert it into that housing, it's at the correct point. Now when you're inserting it, I find that these ones here can be a bit loose, and you can easily kind of rotate it in itself when you're trying to lock it into the mechanism. So that's why it's important to take note of the position when you insert it into the housing, which way these LEDs are facing, and where this, I use this power lead as a judge, because you can rotate this round however you like, but these lights stay in the same position in parallel to this power lead. So this power lead comes down, goes like this, and the light points that way. So when you've got it inserted in your housing in the car and you're adjusting it, you now know that this, wherever this is, the light is pointing out that way from the housing. So just take note when you actually insert it, that you're actually inserting it into the right place, into the housing. Now I'm going to do another video where I'm actually installing these on a 2016 Zafira, so you can actually see this in action. But I just wanted to share that little bit of information I found. And I hope you found this useful. And it is a bit of a DIY channel, this, so subscribe if you do like it. Tell me in the comments if you don't, and I'll try to make it a bit better. But I hope you found that useful. Thanks very much.